Good morning. Welcome to Corsairs Care. We are kicking off our 46th year. I'm here with Mr. Potasic, Father Christian, and Ms. Kurger, and we're going to tell you as much information about Corsairs Care as we can in our allotted time. But to start with, this is something we've been doing for 46 years. It began in 1979 as the Walkathon, which occurred across the street in the seminary, on the seminary grounds. And over the years, it's kind of morphed into something a little more kind of to our mission, to our heart. So do you want to talk about what that looks like and why are we doing this?
Yeah, so, in the last couple of years, we've kind of added a service component to Corsairs Care to Walkathon. And that really is because service is at the center of our mission. I say this when I go into theology classes for freshmen and during orientations is, we're founded by the Order of Carmelites, the Sisters of Charity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and their charisms, their values are service and justice. And so really service and justice, it's at the heart of who we are as Carmel Catholic High School. It's at the heart of who we are as students at Carmel Catholic High School. A lot of people think it's just because we're a Catholic school, and that's part of it. But it really is ingrained into everything that we do here at Carmel, service and justice. So it's really important that we integrated that service component because it's students really actively living out the charisms of our charisms of our founders. So that's really awesome. It's really important for our students to gather together as a community to serve those who are in need. So that's part of Corsairs Care. That's part of what we're doing. And because it's for Feed My Starving Children, kind of an added bonus to that is our students actually can get service hours for this. So just being in attendance and serving during that hour, packing for Feed My Starving Children, that would be just like going to Libertyville and doing that. Although it's at Carmel, it's still for Feed My Starving Children, and so students can get an hour for doing that. And there's also other opportunities.
Yeah, we'll have set up and take down, so that's an additional Christian service hours. But even more important than that is, we are pairing up like we did last year with Feed My Starving Children. So we're going to do a mobile pack on premise. And our goal is to pack 200,000 meals, which last year we actually, at the end of the day, we did 206 and some change. So that's like, I was talking about what does 200 people represent? And I was kind of thinking, obviously it goes all over the world to those really most in need that are having the food shortages. But if you think about, like, Des Moines, Iowa is a good example. There's a city that's 200,000 strong. It'd be like us going in and feeding everybody in Des Moines.
Yeah, wow.
Which is
great.
200,000 packs of food.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that's the kind of impact our students have.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's an opportunity for all of us to come together. So we have faculty and volunteers and students working together. And it just becomes a really special day.
Yeah.
Father, you were all part of this and we're kind of on the ground floor, so to speak, during last year.
Really impactful, and to echo what Ms. Kurger mentioned, it's imbued and ingrained in our culture and our identity as a Catholic school, but very importantly, it's carrying on the legacy, as Ms. Kurger mentioned, of our founders, the Sisters of Charity and the Sisters of Charity of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and the Order of Carmelites. So that's incredibly powerful too, to think of how we continue to be their witnesses to how they live their particular lifestyle and vocation. And we're a part of that because we're part of the family. But where do they get that call and that desire, that drive to go forth and serve others in that spirit of Christian service? It comes from Christ. They get it from the gospel, of course, as we do. And I just think of John 13, the scene of the washing of the feet. And Jesus says, just as I have done this for you, you must go forth and go out and serve one another in love.
Excellent. And for those of you who know me, I'm a traditional guy, and so the tradition of the Corsairs Care stems out of the Walkathon tradition, which was a fundraiser to raise money to buy something for the needs of the school. And again, this year we're continuing to raise money for our AV system in the Salvi, a scoreboard, a sound system, a brand new AV system. That's what we're raising money for. So there's a fundraising component to that, along with the tradition of walking, of going across the street to the seminary and doing that 5K around the seminary grounds on a beautiful May afternoon or morning afternoon, and just enjoying the time together. So there's a couple of components with that fundraising aspect. So the advisors have all been sent a means of registering for the fundraising through classy.org. So advisors, if you could do that, if you haven't already done that, register for an account. Students, you'll be given instructions next week on how to go about creating and re-registering from the accounts from last year. There's also a link in your Google Classroom pages, the fundraising pages specific to each class. Again, the t-shirt design contest. So every year we've been having walkathon themed t-shirts that you'll be wearing when you do the walk and when you're doing the packing of the food. Every year there's a design contest, and that link is available to you. That design contest runs through the end of next week. So I'm accepting t-shirt designs starting today all the way up through the end of next week, and then the following week before spring break, we'll do our voting as a school-wide body, faculty and staff and students included, and we'll walk out of here in spring break knowing what our t-shirt design for 2025 will look like. So if you haven't checked Google Classroom yet for the instructions on how to do that and submit your designs, please do so now. And advisors, if you could please go ahead and set up your Classy account following the instructions that I emailed you the other day.
That's awesome, and we've had some amazing designs. So, and then again, we're gonna hopefully have the opportunity to do some tie dyeing on Wellness Day, to kind of bedazzle some of those T-shirts if anybody wants to do that. So,
and I believe if AJ is listening, if he could show that page I shared with you, just so everyone can get a shot of what that page looks like. You able to do that for me, AJ? It's on. Wonderful. So there you go. Take a look at that. It's all on your Google Classroom pages. If you don't see it for some reason, email me and I'll send you the form. It'll be also posted outside my classroom, and there'll be flyers distributed throughout the school as well. There are some pretty good prizes involved. Lunch with three of your closest friends if you are the winning design. Amazon gift cards as well for the winning designs. So please share your artistic ability, your creative skills, and be part of the history and the tradition of Carmel by having your design on the 2025 Walkathon t-shirt.
number 46.
46.
Pretty
and,
exciting.
and,
We're back on Monday, so we'll kind of go through some of the mechanics of fundraising and some of that. But do you guys have anything else you want to?
Yeah, I would just say, really embrace this time. I think, a lot of students, they always come to me and they say, how can I really make a difference? And this really truly is making a difference with our community. Again, this is living out the mission of our founders, which is kind of who we are. So really think about that as you engage in the day, and think about the impact that you can have can really make a difference.
Indeed.
So.
And perfect too in this time of Lent, as Pope Francis mentioned, the call and invitation is to live life for others, and here we're able to really do that.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Carmel.
Thanks, Carl. Have a good day.